Welcome to the Daily Plunge. We are in the book of Joshua, chapter 5, 1 through 15. The first thing we hear is about how the kings of Canaan, the pagan kings, that they are just filled with fear because they hear how the Lord dried up a flood stage river so that the Israelites could all pass over, and now their courage has gone as they know that these Israelites are going to be marching on them. And then our attention turns. That's what's happening with the enemy. God is working over there. But what about God's own people? And that time the Lord speaks to Joshua and says, you need to make some stone knives, some flint knives to circumcise the Israelites. Again, they should have been circumcised, but the people in the wilderness forgot that very important thing, even though they were all circumcised. Again, part of their disobedience. And so the Lord says that they need to be circumcised so that they can be consecrated to the Lord. It seems like a big thing, but the Lord has, think about this, is that they set up camp. The Lord hasn't abandoned them. In fact, the Lord He has divine interest in their welfare. He has provided that for them spiritually. He has given them the law to guide them. He's with them spiritually in the glory of the Lord. And then He's provided for them physically with water and manna and quail. And now as they're prepared to enter into the next stage, after He has formed them to be God's people, it's time for the covenant to be reaffirmed. Well, really, for these people, it's to be initiated into the covenant for the first time. And which covenant is it? It is the covenant of Abraham, which is not a covenant of works. It's not a covenant of Abraham's righteousness. It is a covenant of Abraham's faith in God's righteousness. And that's exactly the same thing here. I mean, nothing makes a man feel weaker, right, than the circumcision. It makes him vulnerable, weak. These men are going to have to lie around for days recovering. So this is not about their strength. This is not about their ability. It is about their trust in God. And you think about how this traumatic experience, this painful initiation into the promises, the blood covenant of God, will be remembered by these men. What about you and me? What needs to be cut out of our lives so that we would be consecrated to the Lord? Part of the thing that's going on is these people need to be distinctively God's people as they prepare for this next step. And so now they celebrate Passover, which reminds them that, or they recall once again that it is the blood of the Lamb that saves them from death. And so too for us. It is the blood of the Lamb that saves us from death. After the Passover, Joshua encounters the commander of the Lord, and he asks him, whose side are you on? And the commander of the Lord's army says, neither. Because God is not partisan. He's not interested in our kingdoms. He is setting up His kingdom. And it's so important for us to remember that God doesn't work for us. We work for Him. We are here to bring about His kingdom, not our self-righteous kingdoms. Well, thanks, friends. Have a blessed day.